going to witness a big shake-up in the OTT space, one which is reminiscent of what happened in telecom in India a few years ago. Why am I drawing that parallel? It's because of the key player, a relatively new entrant which looks like it will shake up the entire content space, which is going digital at a great speed. We're talking about the deal where Reliance's Viacom 18 has entered into an exclusive deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, which will allow Reliance Jio Cinema to stream all HBO Max and Warner Brothers content. The deal will make the OTT wars in India intense, with Disney Hotstar, Amazon Prime and Netflix already vying for eyeballs. And it'll probably be a big blow to Disney, which already lost IPL digital rights to Jio this time, and parted ways with Warner just recently. Now, all of that content also goes on to Jio Cinema from next month. We're also learning that this content could be paid soon. Remember, right now, IPL is streaming for free. So Jio Cinema's accession to becoming the platform for hit series like Game of Thrones and Succession, is it a message to rivals that it's here to play and win too? How does this shake up the entire scenario? To speak on all of this, I'm joined today by Karan Taurani, SVP Research Analyst of Elara Securities, and Dilip Cherian, Image Guru. Welcome to both of you, and thank you so much for joining us this evening on the India Development Debate. Karan, let me begin with your take on the acquisition of Warner Brothers, and now Reliance Jio Cinema will be home to all of their content in India just a month or two, I think 2 months after they parted ways with Disney. Is this bad news for Disney? And the key point is, do you see a similar pattern of Reliance willing to pump in money to get those eyeballs on board?
Hi, Tamanna. So I think it's quite disruptive in nature. What we are seeing right now over the last 1 year is that there is some bit of disruption in the OTT market. It all started off with Jio purchasing the digital rights at a hefty premium. If you look at the digital rights as compared to the earlier cycle versus now, it is being sold at a price of almost 6.5 to 7 times. So we saw premiums rising very sharply as far as digital rights are concerned, and IPL, as we know, is one of the key properties which is expensive in nature. Then came the disruption wherein they wanted to actually showcase IPL free of cost, the most expensive property. That came as a shocker to the industry because that has led to disruption in the form of ARPU. I mean, if you are going to show the most expensive content free of cost, there is a very low likelihood that other platforms will have a commanding power in terms of raising ARPUs. Third disruption came in the form of Jio Studios when they announced a large slate of 100 originals, web series, and even films that would go direct OTT, which goes to show that now Jio Cinema is not just about IPL. Jio Cinema is about getting the entire platform and wanting to become that number one platform. So if you look at the market today, I think we are in quite a troubled environment right now, wherein the market anyways is dominated by players like YouTube. You have got only Netflix and Hotstar at the S ward and the A ward and respectively, which are market leaders. But broadly, from an OTT standpoint, the broadcaster OTTs are very small in terms of scale and size. Now, what this will clearly do is two things. One is disrupt the market in the form of ARPUs. People had just got used to watching IPL, paying for IPL. We are again back to square one, wherein we'll be given this content free of cost. We have to again build this habit of wanting to ask people to pay for content. So whatever is happening right now is quite disruptive, and there's no doubt about it that in the next 1 year, this will definitely take Jio Cinema as the number one platform today in terms of the overall OTT market share. But what are the unit
just one
economics
sec.
of
I was
this?
looking
Why
for
is
this
this being
data.
done?
I was looking for this data and I didn't see any official figures out there. What's your estimate of the market share these players enjoy right now? We know Disney Hotstar is right now the largest player. Amazon, very big for Hindi and regional language content. But do you have a sort of estimate of the market share they enjoy?
So if you look at the OTT market today, it's about a $2 billion market, from which close to 0.8, $0.9 billion is garnered by YouTube. And the balance is basically AVOD, SVOD, which is a mix amongst other players. Now, if you look at Disney Hotstar, they have the largest market share. They would be somewhere close to 20% of the overall OTT market. If you look at Netflix, purely from an SVOD standpoint, where their play is, their market share is around 25 to 30%. But if you look at the overall market, Netflix would be far more small at 15% because Netflix does not have any AVOD play for now. So as I say, Netflix and Hotstar are the leaders here, and the rest of the market is heavily scattered. Like you've got some 40 plus OTT platforms which are fighting for this AVOD base. So you have YouTube, which is the leader in which is an aggregator, actually not an OTT app, but an aggregator. Then followed by Hotstar, then Netflix, and then there's a big chunk of platforms which are there. So I think Jio Cinema will somewhere become number two after YouTube in terms of OTT platform, given the kind of content plans that they have and given the kind of AVOD revenue they can generate so far.
Dilip Cherian, great to have you on the show on a very interesting topic, and I think something that everyone's talking about, but no one knows what to make of it. I'm going to start with a very simple question. Is Jio Cinema going to make any money on all of these investments? They've spent almost 4,000 crores on IPL. They've given that for free. The reports are going to spend 3,000 crores in getting more subscribers. And if they are going to charge to pay, it could be as low as 2 rupees a day. What's the plan here in your view? What does the strategy look like?
Disruption, in one word. The idea is that Jio and the Reliance group has always believed in big moves which disrupt the market and eventually build out the strategy, which they probably already have in their heads, but it's not going to be visible to us, to actually push the market to expand and then establish that they have a dominant share. This has been their strategy, whether it's in setting up a petroleum refinery, whatever it is. They believe that you've got to make that gigantic investment to ensure that you have dominant space. In this case, I'm surprised because the size of the pie is not sufficient in terms of wanting to make this investment. So to answer your direct question, is it going to make money? This format is not going to make money. Will they make money? The answer is almost certainly they always make money. So unless they choose to exit an industry, there is no evidence that they don't have a plan on how to make it worthwhile.
What is Disney doing? That's the big conundrum. They seem to have lost interest in cricket after they took over the Star brand. They were happy to part ways, with Warner Brothers. They're not too hot on even pumping their own Marvel content. What is their plan? Dilip.
My read on this content play that Disney is doing suggests to me that the management at Disney hasn't quite made up its mind on the India market. Can the India market be ignored? The answer is not advisable. But have they got a line of sight as to which direction they want to go? What can be seen in the market so far suggests that they are making enough stumbles to justify being called unable to make up their mind kind of company. That's dangerous for a big brand like Disney, and for the what happens with many of these companies is that when there is a takeover or a management reshuffle, they somehow tend to lose sight on what's going on. That is the advantage that Reliance and Jio has. That continuity of policy management and the ability to back those big bets. That is what makes a difference. If you can watch what's happening in multiple businesses, when these gigantic takeovers happen, as a business analyst, I've been looking at it, and all those companies have a long period of stumble, which eventually results in the acquisition not being worth it.
Now, there is one side of making something like this a hit, which is acquiring great content. The other part of it is execution. Karan Taurani, I'm going to come to you on this because after all the fanfare and halla gulla of IPL on Jio Cinemas, that too for free, there was a lot of cribbing from people on the quality, the glitching. Is that going to make a difference in this market beyond a point? Or do you see it just as teething troubles?
No, I think firstly, I think definitely a user experience goes a long way, in terms of customer retention. So by providing IPL free, what they can do is definitely they can have a very large customer base who come on their platform and watch IPL free of cost. But user experience has to follow with that, because if the user experience is bad, eventually people will switch off from Jio Cinema and again watch the IPL, on TV. So I think user experience is of utmost important here, and we've seen global giants like Netflix, Amazon. They've been the leaders here as far as user experience and tech is concerned, because these are predominantly tech companies, not platform or not content companies, and you have to have that kind of DNA. And mind you, these companies invest very heavily as far as tech is concerned, because they have the advantage of scale. They cater to more than 100 countries all over the world, so they have that wherewithal to invest aggressively. As far as Jio Cinema is concerned, it's only India for now that they're catering to in terms of market. But because they are so big in terms of sheer size and because they're offering content free of cost, they too have that scale. And I think they will need to invest much more as far as user experience is concerned to actually get subscriber retention. So you might gain subscribers, but to retain them, it is a bigger challenge and effort. And I think definitely some of this could be teething issues as well. We might see user experience evolve over a period of time, but that needs to wait. We need to wait and see in terms of whether it happens or not. Because if it does not happen, then again there is a big gap for other platforms to have an edge here. Because if you look at Hotstar user experience in terms of IPL over the last 5 to 7 years, it has been seamless. So in a country like India, where data is not seamless, you have got issues in the form of wired broadband speeds, wherein getting proper data at particular speeds is a challenge. User experience has to be up to the mark. So if it's not up to the mark, then definitely there are challenges for retaining the customers.
Yeah. Let me talk about the pricing and where that's going to be key. Dilip, once again, the question of quality. Now, a player like Netflix, for example, charges much more than everyone else, but hopes to command that premium sort of audience. What happens to players like them if Jio Cinema comes in at cheaper rates with good content, but maybe a platform user experience that needs to buck up? What does it mean for this industry and for viewer choice?
That's a good question, Tamanna. And I'll take off from where Karan stopped. The user experience issue is extremely important. And this is where I have seen giant companies with mega ambitions stumble. Technology companies, on the other hand, understand that it's not a problem of content, it's a problem of fixing the user experience. Somewhere in between is the right answer. So this content acquisition game can go on, but unless the service standards of what the customer has to experience with the content you have is really a big question. The other question is this huge eyeballs you've acquired as a result of IPL. Are they going to be happy watching this content? And will they be happy watching this content in the kind of manner that you have been actually serving it in as far as IPL is concerned? The answer is no. So the Netflix model, where they understand their customer, they understand the provisioning of appropriate user experience, and are only looking at a small sliver of the market, is probably the way that certain companies look at cutting up the cake. Reliance has never believed in that. They believe that the growth has to be at the bottom of the market, and the bottom of the market, they feel, is slightly more forgiving when it comes to quality. So they're taking a risk on that while placing their bets on the content.
Question about actually making money on this. Is Jio Cinema likely to make money, considering that their most expensive acquisition has gone for free?
I think
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think if you look at the cost of these IPL rights, clearly, as I said, they are expensive in nature. It turns out to be that it costs almost about 5,000 crores. And when we had built up our estimates for this IPL property, we had estimated that the break even for digital rights will happen in the fourth or the fifth year, which means that there's a long haul. And the reason for that is twofold. One is the India market is not mature enough as far as ARPUs are concerned. If you look at ARPU OTT platforms, they range anywhere between 500 to 2,000 rupees on an annual basis, which is very, very low. And secondly, you're not able to scale up this pay-based platform which is there in terms of the total number of subscribers. At the other end, you've got advertising revenue in the form of monetization. But over there also there are challenges because digital advertising is heavily dominated by commerce, social, search, and players like YouTube. So basically, it's a challenge, to actually drive scale in terms of OTT business. And if you look at Hotstar, I think in terms of their numbers, they had kind of inched, closer towards that 2,000 crore mark. If you look at the AWOD and SWOD number from IPL, and assuming that this number would have grown by 30-40%, you probably would have got a break even in the fourth or maybe in the fifth year. But because IPL is now available free, what this has done is that the SWOD revenues have become zero, and the AWOD revenues are not good enough to make up for the loss in terms of SWOD. So I think it's a long haul as far as profitability is concerned. It is not only about IPL; it's also about HBO. It's also about Jio Studios, other content investments they are making. I think for the next 3 to 5 years, I don't see that they're going to see profits or anything of that sort because the India market is very alarming and concerning. But again, to draw the point here, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to disrupt the ecosystem. Now, what I mean by this is that, if Jio, for example, if they had to really, value add to their mobile or broadband customers, they would have had to tie up with other content companies in terms of, platforms, rather, giving them minimum guarantees and giving them hefty amount of syndication revenue. With this, what they can do is they have a control on the entire ecosystem, wherein they have the distribution, they have the data, they have the content, they have the platform. So rather than giving money to other platform in the form of minimum guarantee, they've started to produce content in-house and offer that as a value add. So I think that's the bigger game plan here. I don't think they are seeking profitability for the next 3 to 4 years.
But good for viewers, lots of options, and I'm very happy Succession has finally found a way back to Indian shores. So thank you so much, Karan Taurani and Dilip Cherian, for joining us on that very, very interesting chat. And it's an exciting evening on the India development debate. We're getting quite filmy this evening. All eyes are on the 68th Hyundai Filmfare Awards 2023. Salman Khan will be hosting the event, while Vicky Kaushal, Govinda and other actors are going to be setting the stage on fire. My colleague Aishwarya is at the red carpet to get us a mood check.
Hi, you're going to be hosting the event tonight. How excited are you?
Very excited.
It's the 68th Filmfare Awards. What are you most excited about the performances? Salman hosting it. What's your favorite part?
Everything. Of course, Salman sir hosting it. I'm very, very excited to see him host. And there are a lot of great performances. And also, Badhai has got some 14 nominations. So we are here as a team going to cheer for our film.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Badhai milegi ya nahi milegi for the nomination?
वो तो पता चलेगा.
What's your feeling?
10. Okay, 10.
हम उसी उम्मीद से.
Of course.
Okay.
तो भी 10.
One dialogue in the Bollywood, like any Bollywood film or your own film, one dialogue that you that stuck in your mind and you deliver it very
There's
well.
a line in Shahid, the film I won again my first Filmfare for. उसमें एक line है कि वक्त लगता है पर हो जाता है. Yeah.
Thank you. What's your view on
On this वक्त लगता है पर हो जाता है. मेरा वक्त अभी भी लग रहा है और बहुत लंबा चल रहा है. But yeah, I think it's a beautiful line and
आपकी favorite line
it's true.
सिनेमा से.
आज के लिए तो प्यार किया तो डरना क्या? Because वो हमारे फिल्म के साथ है.
This evening with us is Govinda. Thank you so much for joining us here on ET Now. What are you most excited about this evening, apart from the performances and Salman Khan hosting this event? What is the most exciting thing about Filmfare for you?
Filmfare, it's been years I've been coming to watch. Very excited to see that who is winning in this year. May God bless and all the best to all the stars. Although I never got big trophies, all those things.
You don't need a trophy, sir.
But God is kind. We have been there for years and I'm performing. I hope अच्छा होगा, सब right रहेगा.
It's a starry night, and like you said, the who's who from the industry will be here at the Jio World Convention Center for the Filmfare Awards. It's the 68th Filmfare Awards, and we have with us right now Anuma. Sir, many thanks for joining us. What's the favorite part about Filmfare for you? You've been attending this for years.
Everything. It's always exciting to watch talent being recognized. It's always great. And also I want to add, because we are at Jio World Convention Center and I love this place. I think it's massive. It really gives you goosebumps, and then top it all with the awards being given to the best of the best. It's fantastic. And the Lady in Black, I mean, I've held the Lady in Black twice and the golden one. And so I've got 3 Filmfare Awards, and the feeling cannot be described. When you ask me a question about what do you think what happens actually to the celebrity or to the performer or to the composer or the singer or the actor, it's indescribable. When you hold the Lady in Black, everything that you worked hard for, suddenly sparkles when you hold that award. And I'm excited for the people who go to win it, and the ones who don't win it also. Trust me, just to be nominated is a great feeling.
Whose performances are you excited for? Janvi Kapoor, Govinda, all are set to perform this evening. What are you most excited
to see Tiger Shroff's performance, because I absolutely love him.
And what about you, sir?
I think I'm excited to see all the superstars in action. Salman Khan is going to be there. Govinda is there. Janvi is there. So these actors have worked very hard to be where they are, and I'm sure they're going to put in the best. And this is going to be one exciting evening.
About Filmfare, again, you've been here, attending this for decades now. What is the one thing that stood out for you? And we'll end it with one dialogue or one song that you can sing for us.
Okay, the one thing that stands out is there are many awards, and they're great awards, and I love all awards. Every ceremony is fantastic. But award ceremony that makes your heart beat is what Filmfare. For example, I've come into this award right now with my daughter. Yeah.
Filmfare is iconic. It is the award to show that you've arrived. So I think I'm really looking forward to tonight, and so is my dad, and so is my sister.
So if I have to sing a song, because she said the right thing, it is an iconic award, and it is an award that makes you feel you deserve to be where you are in the Hindi film industry, which is what has made me Annu Malik. So the song that I would sing is because I want this award all the time. So I'll say it's not easy getting that award. So ऊंची है building, lift तेरी बंद है, कैसे मैं आऊं, अरे दिल रज़ामंद है. The Filmfare will say आजा 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 बैंड बाजा लेके आजा, तेरी याद सताए दूल्हे राजा अब तो आजा. आया.